I attend UIC originally. So I started going to organizing at Malcolm X Community College. Met this guy, Dejon Jackson. He was a field organizer of Chicago Votes. And basically, it was Friday, because I work with Urban Male Initiative. It's this male mentor program I do. He came in, did like a little orientation, talked about Chicago Votes and organizing and stuff like that. And at that time, I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting there like, what the fuck about what he talking about? And then we started pass out these comment cards, these little surveys and stuff. And I think this was when he was talking about minimum wage. And then like I said, I didn't really care. I'm like, I don't care about minimum wage. I don't care about none of this. This stuff not gonna change. And just hearing him talk more a little bit about it. And I think like weeks later, or a month, he came back to Malcolm X, and then he saw me, and I'm like, what you doing up here? He said, I'm about to go interview, one of the other organizers here. I'm like, okay, cool. So then he was like, so we got an internship. What you think? I said, I don't know, man. So he started asking me questions. I think his partner, Perry, came, and Perry just started asking me questions. And I guess I had an interview, and I didn't know I was having an interview for the internship. So I started talking about discrepancies in the community, resources, how stuff is not equitable, how I don't like CPS, lack of resources. Start talking about mental health, the trauma center. Started talking about job placement and felons and stuff like that. Just really passionate about those particular topics. And he stopped me. He was like, you just went through an interview just now. You didn't even know it. We was here for someone else. And he was like, you need to do this intern. You need to strengthen your knowledge more about these things. And I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, does it pay? No, it did not pay. Every intern don't pay, but I learned so much. So I did the winternship. And I came into the office, and I learned a lot in a PowerPoint presentation. From there, I just fell in love with the work. Yes, I'm an organizer now. So I do a lot of street canvassing, basically. So if we have any petitions, comment card trackers, raising awareness, I'm definitely out on the west side communities, and I do a little south side, but I do a lot of west side. I realize I want to see what the west side is, what's going on with them. I'm always on my end. Let me see what's going on over there. So I definitely do a lot of street work, as well as data entry, phone banking, but my heart is in the streets. I like seeing what the people care about. You'd be surprised. You get authentic answers. You have people that's really passionate, that's really have a lot of emotion about what's going on. They know what's going on, and it's just so crazy. And I stop everybody, even the people who you would probably think would not give you a lot of conversation, be the main ones. Just, man, this is what we need to do. I'm glad you stopped me, bro. You a positive black man. I'm like, I said, cool, And I have some people who come at me like, man, that shit ain't gonna change, man. Get that shit out of my face. Voting, and I love that though. I think I feed off that, it's a love-hate for it, for the people who are in tune and the people who's disconnected. And then I think about, where did that disconnect? When did it happen? Because somehow they did care at first. And I believe that after a while, they were just like, you know what, it ain't for me. So I think that's my goal as I go into the streets, just have meaningful conversations and give a card. And they actually called me and they said, hey, man, I want to volunteer, Moses. I want to organize. They're like, man, you got a powerful name, bro. Man, this is your work. I'm like, cool. So I definitely think just organizing and the real raw conversations with the people help me continue to do this work. And like I said, you'd be surprised. We got NVRD coming up. That's National Voter Registration Day. Over 600 volunteers. It's a great thing. And those people just came from these streets. So I'm a follower of Ella Baker. I believe we are the people that we've been waiting for. One of my missions in organizing was building up the youth. I think that's very important because today the youth is shunned. The youth is not included. The youth feels lonely in a lot of things like voting, a lot of real issues like CPS. I noticed that they don't get to make decisions. Everybody makes decisions for them. People feel like they know what's best for the youth. The youth only know what's good for the youth. And I think that I want to be the bridge. I want to connect that, and just build them up. Like I said, be positive. I tell them hey, you guys are it. You don't have to wait on nobody. You guys control this game, man. Stop feeling discouraged and just bring them together and just open their hearts up to that idea. They can do it. They will do it. It's up to you. You know, we can't move this thing without. And I noticed like in the movement in the 1960s and activism, like I said, I love the SNCC, and I noticed like SNCC took off because the college students came together and they said, we gonna do this thing. We don't need you to represent us. We gonna do this thing. This us. Just like now, I want the youth to understand, it's y'all. It's always been about you guys. So stop letting other people tell y'all what's best for y'all, and just feed off from that. So I think that's one of my biggest goals in organizing and with the youth. What's discouraging is that I hear a lot about, people say that the youth is lazy, our youth killing. People say the youth don't have no type of ambition, our youth not employed. People say the youth is just ignorant, they're disrespectful. And that's what I think we're organizing, just organizing the young people. And I'm like, I'm still young, but I like to go to the younger people, because when it starts, I wish somebody would have told me younger, like, man, it's real out here. They say so many negative things about the youth, but do you interact with them? Do you know what, like, the emotional issues? Do you know, like, the psycho issues? Like, do you take the time to really understand what the generation is really going through? Because it seems like they speculate, and I don't like that. Stop speculating and start coming together and have meaningful conversations. And, and you will learn something. We like to call it the story of self. But you know what? A lot of people pass judgment. Older generations think they know everything. And I don't want to be like that when I get older. I want to ask, like, okay, they're killing each other, or they're fighting, or this, but why though? It's always that why. You got to ask, what's connecting that why? It's called casual and effect relationships that people don't really think about. Like, they say the youth is this, but why though? The youth is so much gang violence, so much that, but why? Ain't no jobs in the summer. It's hot. People ain't got nothing to do, Or kids killing each other. Where they getting these guns from? You need to think about those things. We don't take the time to think about that. So I just think, like, really evaluating and analyzing the youth and our access to those things and why is the stuff happening. So I think that's the problem. That's that missing gap that we're still trying to fill in. Everything connects. If we can build that up and just build the youth up, that's my thing as an organizer, because I know kids be like, hey, I want to do what you do. Whatever you do, I want to do that because it seems cool. I say it is cool.